Outer Orange.
Hello, welcome back. It is results time. I was here at this event literally in person, so it's nice to actually be able to look at it and talk about it here with y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna start with tri format. This is Houston's tri format, BSF 2024, Cardfight Vanguard. So this was really fun. I went to this. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite format, I will say. I kind of made a whole tweet about it, which by the way did have quite a few views. So if you really want to hear my opinions, go over to twitter.com. OuterOrange, you can check out my entire thread on it. I tried it out as well with my teammates, and it felt a little bit less interesting than I would say the regular D stuff, or if it was just a one format, the structure like we've had in the past. First place, we had the hamster. I'm very surprised that there wasn't a single gold paladin deck, but I will say every gold paladin person I talked to said they got sacked out, including myself. But it does happen. I had like a couple games where I bricked, and then I had other games where they were just insane. So you know, it is what it is. But it is interesting to see that there are two slots in first and second place are both Excel decks, but going in we have Charmout in second and we have Sharinui in third. No surprise there. It's almost like the deck strong or something. Crazy, I know. But then in second place we have Yasui, which is also a very odd deck to see in the slot. And in second place we have Prism, and in third place we have Sharinui. Again, so I don't know if I talked about this. Premium Sharinui is actually insane. My friend who gave me the deck, and then my other friend, my teammate who was testing the deck, was just saying this is insane. Every single game that he played was like absolutely, like, it was very one-sided, with the exception of like the last two games he had where he got basically sacked out. There's just nothing he could do. But the first four games he played were just absolutely monstrosities. Like he was just like, yeah, it was like there was no game. It was just me playing and my opponent crying basically. But yeah, Sharinui is insanely strong in premium, so just something to keep on the lookout. I would be very mindful of how packable this deck is, and definitely start figuring out how to play around it if it's possible. I don't play premium as much now, so I don't have as much information in terms of how to deal with it, but I definitely know what the deck's doing. Third place we have Heritage, which is actually someone I know in the group, but his name's Elwin. I saw him throughout the weekend. He was actually my teammate last year for Houston. Very awesome guy. He was playing Velstra back then, so it was nice to see him back on the charts. But actually for both days he topped both in tri-format and in D, by the way, so very good stuff there. And that team is also just really nice. I'm friends with Cameron, and Cameron's really cool too. And then last but not least, in fourth place we have Night Rose, Sharinui D, and then we have Luard Premium. Now this is a Crest deck. Crest just became legal for Luard, so actually you can actually play Luard Crest now, so that's something a little bit newer, I would say. I'm not really too sure how strong it is. I'm assuming it's pretty good. We also have the Ride Fixer as well that Shadow Paladin just got access to, I believe, last month, so this is like something new for them as well. Long as they're sure, you can kind of mess around and do this stuff. I actually bumped into the guy. This was my boyfriend who knew him, so he was talking, they were talking, so I bumped into him and he was saying like, hey, I top of Luard, it's Luard Crest, and it was a really cool conversation to have. So that's basically it. Overall, sorry, I realized that for Heritage I actually go over, but it's Revengers, Youthberk, and Sharinui P. But anyway, overall, some pretty normal results. I think that Hamsky's a little bit more unusual, but to be honest, Hamsky's pretty high roll, so you can just kind of high roll in the sense of you're playing to kind of just close out the game quicker than like other decks. So it kind of made sense to me. Hamsky's pretty good. I never thought Hamsky was bad, to be honest. It's very consistent in what it does. It just can like lose to random stuff. Like it could just randomly lose just because of hand size. You kind of have to kill, and if you don't kill, you lose. But kind of Leopold kind of is more consistent. Hamsky's more high roll, but it's also good. Charma is also pretty high roll if it just hits all the stuff it needs, and it could just blow you out of the game because numbers get really big. And then obviously anything else, the Yasui is a little weird. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Kind of want to take a look at this list real quick, so let's go ahead and do that. So here's the Yasui list. I'm assuming they're running the Ride Fixer now. Yeah, they are running the Ride Fixer, which is the new card, which I'm assuming adds to the consistency of the deck, which is also really good. It is just Yasui outside from that. Everything else is pretty standard. We have the fronts, a little bit of draw power to find the pieces quicker, some crits, and basically the heals and the draw PGs. After that we have the double Yasui, the ogre guy that just helps us fuel solo draw. Shiryuki, obviously, because Shiryuki is still just the same card. There's this OG Shiryuki, just to kind of keep that in mind. This guy, just to kind of copycat. This guy also really helps. The sickle to kind of just do some just really funny stuff. He gains power and he gets to draw stuff like that's also really good. Obviously, we have the grade 3 searcher, we have the Yasui searcher, also really good stuff. And then the Shiryuki cards. When stuff doesn't get hit, you get to get some cards back to hand, so it's really good. Overall, this deck's always been pretty good in my eyes. The only thing I didn't like about this deck was that it plays like an Excel deck, to where like if your opponent has a defense, this deck gets a lot worse, but if your opponent doesn't have a defense, it gets a lot better. Also, you can share Yuki, but you only have like certain amount of Shiryukis you can do. There's a little bit of piece reliance, and also if this deck gets stuck on the wrong Yasui, you get very screwed. And yeah, you have to reride, and you don't reride back, so you physically have to find a way to reride back, and sometimes it's just not the easiest thing to do. That's why you'll notice this person is wanting that one extra draw just to kind of help with that. Just that, you know, one extra draw can go a long way. So long story short, very cool deck. I've played this deck quite a lot, so but really good stuff. Next we have D standard. So this is D standard. This was so first place we have the Covariance, and I believe actually, if I remember correctly, there's a boy and a girl on this team that they were actually at Duluth, and if I remember correctly, I think the boy's name is Zephyr or something like that. I've seen him over on Vanguard talk a lot. I believe he went to Worlds too, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I actually do remember them from previous events, so it was really cool to see them again. This time they had like team shirts and stuff like that. I don't think they had team shirts in the past. That was also really cool, and I'm pretty sure their mom was there too. That was just really sweet. I didn't talk to them. I was kind of doing my own thing, and I'm pretty shy. I usually have a hard time approaching people, and I never talked to them, but it is cool to see that they got first place. So congrats and awesome to stuff. I don't know who the third person was, so sorry. Whoever the third person was, I'm sorry if I don't know who you are, but I did definitely recognize the boy and the girl, so that was really cool. Anyway, so they got first place, very strong. They did pretty well. They got the Messiah. I am always surprised when I see Messiah top, but maybe there's something I just don't know. I'm also not a Late Joker player, and I'm never gonna be a Late Joker player, so it's just one of those things where I'm never gonna touch the deck. So obviously maybe there's just something I'm missing, just a little sauce that I'm missing out on. But obviously Shernui, we have Jejuled. I've mentioned like over and over again how strong Jejuled is. I've mentioned over and over again about how strong I think Jejuled is. I think the deck is actually just kind of insane. It is very hard to play into, and under the right hands this deck's a monster. And the only thing that really stops it is that you can't run Sanctitude, or you couldn't just, you know, hope that you just to see it early enough. I think Sanctitude is the only thing that hurts the deck. Outside of that, I think it's a monster right now. So very impactful deck, but you know, with Stride decks being in the meta, it's a little bit hard to play it. But maybe this person just got around it somehow. Didn't see that many Shernui players. Who knows? But anyway, second place we had Prism, and we had Youthberk, and then we had Shernui. I think Youthberk is another kind of slept on deck. It has its moments where it's bad, but it also has a lot of moments where it's good. And it's clearly showing results, and it's going to keep showing results. It is an impactful deck. It does make numbers. It's impossible to guard. You literally just have to no guard and hope you hit triggers half the time. Not always, but a lot of the time you're very reliant on hitting triggers in order to not die to Youthberk, and then try to kill them back and hope that they don't hit triggers. It's a very back and forth swinginess of who hits more triggers. I'm not even joking. It's actually it's not a fun matchup at all. I don't think it's a very fun deck to play into. There's really no interaction aside from, oh, I didn't kill you. Okay, now you kill me. Oh, you didn't kill me. Now I kill you. There's no really thought-provoking stuff here. You can maybe swing into rear guards and kind of try to deny, but unless you're playing Prison, like there really isn't much you could do against this deck. You just kind of have to hope they brick and hope that you hit triggers, and that's not really a very fun experience in my eyes. And of course we had Shernui in third. We're also congrats there. And then there's the Heritage again. That's what I was talking about. Heritage did top both days, and also Elwin is on both teams, so that's also really cool. And they have the standard Prism, Vanguard, and Shernui, the exact same team line that me and my friends did. By the way, my friends are friends with them as well. They all know each other. So yeah, we believe that the Prism, Vanguard, Shernui combination was just really hard to go wrong with, and so that's just how that's basically what all of us were testing and what we were practicing this entire time. We all were kind of talking to each other. I wasn't really talking to Elwin as much, but my other friends were talking to them, all from the same local, so they've all been talking. So that was just really cool to see them all kind of interacting and trying to basically get in the top end of BSF. So that was also really cool. And then last but not least, we have Procyon, which they were playing Shernui, Leonor, and Messiah. It is again interesting to see Messiah again in the top 4, but you know, maybe, like I said, maybe there's something I don't know. They did just get a promo recently, maybe it makes it stronger. I don't know. And then Leonor still shows representation because her on-right ability into the dress is just really good. That or the mask is still really good too. And then obviously we have Shernui, no surprise there. Shernui will continue to be one of the best decks to pick from, so why wouldn't it be on a team? I feel like if you're competing and you want to win, you should have at least one person with Shernui on it, just because the deck's just unfair. Anyway, on that, guys, that's the results for this. I was there, so I got a chance to see a lot of people. So I was really enjoying seeing some people top. There's some familiar faces I saw. There's Johnny Johnson, who also topped a video multiple times the year that I was competing really hard. And then he also went to Worlds. I think both times that I was casting for Worlds, he was at both events. So that was also really cool. So just really awesome guys. So it was nice to see that, and just overall just nice to see everyone just again and stuff like that. It was my first time traveling basically since last year in terms of the new for 2024. So that was also really cool. But guys, hope you guys enjoyed the results. Honestly, everything here is pretty standard. We're not seeing anything too unusual. The Messiah may be a little bit more unusual, or a little bit more out there, less represented, I should say. But overall, everything else makes a lot of sense. All these decks are really strong. Every single deck on here, it has a way to top or has some significant meta representation, and there's nothing that we haven't seen yet. It's all pretty standardized stuff here. So, but hey, if you want to win, sometimes you gotta pick the stuff that you know is gonna win. And yeah, other than that, guys, that's all I have for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. 50 cards FuzzyParadox.shop, CodeOrange for any of your goodies, anything you may need. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be definitely making more of these, so stay tuned for that. Again, 50cards.shop, CodeOrange for your goodies. Triple booster is dropping in a couple days, so do not forget. There's a bunch of goodies in there, reprints, and also, of course, the new Angel Ladder that everyone's kind of freaking out over because it's a little pricey, but it's a very impactful card to, again, deal with Shiranui, because this deck's going to be in the meta for at least a little bit. So while you're competing, you're definitely going to be dealing with it, so time to find the card that plays around it. So yeah, and that, guys, peace out. That's with audio. See you guys in a future video. Bye!